Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Chatterbox with yours truly, King Jacob. I'm your host, King Jacob. And this evening we have another Star Studded episode for you. And listen, when I first heard music today, I was just blown away, blown away. And a songstress, a vocalist, public figure, just an all around advocate of the music culture. So without further ado, I'll let her have the floor and introduce herself to you, and then we can get started with her amazing backstory.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Queen of AfroSoul Adaeze O.
You heard what she said? Queen of Afro Soul.
Yeah.
So, before we get started, who is Adaeze Soul?
Who is Adaeze O? Honestly, roundaway girl. For real, for real. Just, a roundaway girl who out here trying to function and putting all of those functioning whatevers into music because it's just something I've been passionate about. And just over the last few years decided to do it professionally. But everything with me centers around pretty much my life with music and spirituality, and that's pretty much where I'm at.
Okay, okay. So, with that being said, let's get into your backstory. Let's get into your journey
Hmm.
and who you became, how you became who you are now. So,
Okay.
with you know you doing music, tell me
Hmm.
about your early days when you and your family understood that you had a gift with music.
So that was gonna go all the way back to the choir at Great Design Hill Baptist Church in Smyrna, Georgia. 3 years old in the choir, and with because I'm number five of five girls and one boy. So we were all in the choir, but that's my first official memory of being in the choir. And then, like, when my dad, when he had guests come over the house, he would make us perform. And some of my other siblings are much older than I am. So my dad would call me out, come downstairs to perform for his guests as a little girl. And if I didn't take it seriously, I would get in trouble. Like, he would send me to my room. He's like, okay, like, if you don't take this serious, you're going to bed. So I would just sing for the guests and I would have to take it serious, not knowing that he was like cultivating and training me all that time as a young girl to do what I'm doing now, which is performing in front of people and taking it serious, but still able to, be myself. So, and then also, me and my sister used to go around to different churches singing. We were called the Soulful Sisters. Our mom was basically our manager. And all of that was before I got into doing music professionally. I didn't see it as a profession, although I wanted it and I desired it a little bit. I kind of just wanted to help everybody else. Um, but that, yeah, all that was before I actually got into the music business.
Okay, okay. So when you say all that was before,
Hmm.
um, so tell me about the Soulful Sisters and tell me on how did you guys, get noticeable by audience about different people in the church community from different churches and stuff like that. So what was the notoriety for you guys, and how did your mother make this happen?
You know what? I was not as appreciative of what was happening then as I can think about it now and say, dang, like actually this was really happening. But my mom would just tell us what to do. Y'all about to sing at this church. Make sure you there. Y'all need to rehearse. And we would just say, okay, yes, ma'am. Me and my sister would pull up on each other and we would rehearse. And of course, we'd be right there on the program, everybody expecting us. But my mom literally handled everything and just told us where to be. And we just
Oh,
listened and followed suit. But I can speak for myself. I don't know about for my sister, but it kind of was just like a routine thing because I had been singing in church since I was young. It was just like a regular day, you know. I didn't correlate it with you're actually in ministry. You actually are performing. You're actually like doing things that is respected. And so that did not click for me at that time.
Mm. Okay, so and what was the response with you guys, building the audience and people requesting you? So how was that response for you and your sister? Because your mother pretty much knew what was going to happen. That's why
Yeah.
she said, "Oh, you're definitely going to do this. You need to definitely uh, minister to some people, because when you're young and you're ministering, you don't really understand it, but your parents understand that you have the gift or the anointings on you. And
Yeah.
so, how did that register with you and your sister?
Man, the response was always so beautiful. And unfortunately, I would downplay it, I guess you could say. Like, cause when I would just like pull up on my mom and or like visit a church or something, they'll be like, "Y'all singing today?" Or, "Oh, y'all singing." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just grabbing something for my mom real quick." And they'd be like, "Oh." And to the point where there was this one lady in 2020, her name was Miss Michelle. She had COVID, and as she was in her dying bed, she called my mom and asked her if I could sing this song. Oh my goodness. No ordinary praise, right? And this we
Hmm.
didn't know she was dying. Like we didn't know. It happened so suddenly, so fast. And so I was like, "Mommy, I'm gonna have to sing for her." So my mom was calling her daughter and all kinds of things just so we can get back in contact with her. But she ended up just that swiftly. Somehow, she ended up dying in like 24 to 48 hours. But it was really at that moment that I realized how impactful um vocal ability is in like ministering with music.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Is your sister still active in singing?
No, she's a motivational speaker now and a life coach.
Okay, okay, good for her, good for her. I
Yeah.
definitely got to get her on the show as well, for sure.
Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah, no doubt. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break to go pay some bills. We'll be right back momentarily.
Let's do it.
All right, we're back. So, this story went on, and so you singing in the church. You're
Yeah.
really showcasing your talent, through the gift of music ministry. And so, how did you know that you wanted to do something different besides, you know, minister through your music with the gospel? How did you know you want to step out elsewhere?
So, I used to support a whole lot of artists. Still to today, I do. And I've helped make some artists very successful just from being supportive, putting my input, doing background vocals, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that one was just so normal to me, but there was a particular artist that I wanted to manage. I had the desire to like push with music. And so I wanted to manage her, and I was taking it more seriously than her. Like I'm booking her photo shoots for branding and stuff, and asking her when you dropping your next song. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's not showing up. Like, I'm even trying to do her hair because I did hair too. And I'm like, okay, I'm
Hmm.
gonna do your hair for it. I got this idea. Da 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 da. She didn't show up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show her. I was like, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do it myself, and
Okay,
then it just started. It birthed from there. That's where the fire really came from.
okay, okay, okay. So we have tapping us with us. My fam, Johnny O.C. Hopkins, which he
What's
is
up?
he's a member and the manager of the Hopkins brother musical group.
Oh,
And I've been seeing, as far as growing up around his dad and his uncles and his granddad, and this group been together forever, man. Like, this group been together forever.
Wow.
So, and they still doing, you know, ministering music to the people of God. So, and to, whether you're a person of God or whether you're a sinner saved by grace, they
Right.
got something for you. So I appreciate him tapping in. And we also have tapping in my man Lil Terry out there in Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
Lil
Okay.
Terry
ATL, baby.
from In the Crib TV. You know what I mean? Shout
Yes.
out to him. Shout out to him. So we have some people tapping in and watching you. So you decided to do it yourself. And so when you say do it yourself, was that just you doing a cover for open mic, or like how did you kind of really get your name out there? Did you start out doing covers with open mics or what?
Yep. I started out on social media. I released a freestyle first. It was actually a rap freestyle it was either Lil Wayne or Meek Mill beat, something like that. That was the first thing that was inside of me. And then from there, I started doing covers in the car, like 1 minute rendition, not covers, but I'll take the beat and I would put my own thing on the beat. And I would do that for 1 minute, and then I would do competitions in Atlanta. So I did two competitions and won both competitions in the beginning. And that's how I kind of that was like my first leg.
Okay, okay. And tell me about this. How you flipped this Meek Mill track, and what
Yeah.
track was that? You know what I mean?
So funny. It was called Trauma, actually. It was called Trauma. And
Hmm.
what I did was I just kind of talked about my trauma growing up as, a Nigerian-American girl, and the things that I experienced, and you know what I'm saying, the struggles. And I kind of just put the trauma on the song, you know what I'm saying? But it was rapping, and I added a little singing into it as well. And it was received very well.
Okay. So growing up in Nigerian American girl,
Yeah.
having to go through some of the barriers to really be accepted in
Hmm.
America and whatnot. So with that trauma, how did you taking your trauma, using the art form of music,
Yeah.
embracing it, who you are with your identity, and impacting the community through your music, but you're releasing your trauma through your music. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's so good. You said that so well.
Thank you.
It's like art in any form is a release, like you said, it's therapeutic. And um it's therapy. And it was when your heart is heavy. What is what the word say? The mouth speak what the heart is full of.
Right.
And that's just where I was at with it. My heart was full of it. When I heard the beat, I connected to it, and then the burning desire to be an artist and express myself creatively in the public was there. So it all just like connected at the same time, and I just decided to be vulnerable and put it out there. Also, before that, actually, I was a blogger, so I already was writing and putting stuff out.
Wow.
But this time I
Wow.
did it with music. Yeah.
So that means if you was a blogger, then you are a good interviewer. So that means that you can definitely interview people from a different level in a different landscape because you are a writer first, and so your mind thinks different when you're talking to people. So
You
I'm
are
just learning a
you
lot more.
you
Yeah,
You
I'm
got
learning a
it. I
lot more.
actually had a media company last year, Adaeze O Media, where we went around Atlanta interviewing people. People paid for interviews, all kinds of stuff. It was great, but I had to let it go to focus on music.
Okay.
So you're
I
right.
can
You
dig.
are
I can.
100% on points.
Thank you. So let's let's talk about you understanding the process of all your recording and
Mhm.
working with a great engineer, and why working with a great engineer is so important to you.
Yeah, man, working with the, I've experienced some engineers that don't know what they're doing. Well, I'm
Hmm.
sure a lot of people have. If tone matters for me, like having a warm tone, because if my voice is already warm, but when we're transmitting it to something into technology and you take away the heat out of my voice, you take away that warmness out of my voice, then you're removing the soul,
Hmm.
that I represent. So I have to have an engineer that understands my voice, my tone, the colorfulness of my tone and the warmthness of my tone, and not removing that with all your technological these things. So that's important.
Okay, okay, okay. So with that being said, when the engineer understands how you identify as an artist, as a songwriter, as a vocal arranger, and as a person who understands what the art form can do for a person that's going through pain, right?
Right.
And so once they understand that in you and the soulfulness inside your heart, because
Yeah.
when you're singing, you know, it can get very emotional. You
Mhm.
know, it can put you in a funk where you only see the vision was you and the engineer. Everything you don't even see the booth. You don't even see the studio equipment. You just see you focusing on what you're hearing from the engineer. And
That's right.
so with that being said, when the engineer understands that about you, what are those conversations like after you guys get through with the recording session?
The beautiful thing is the one I've been working with one specific engineer for the last 4 years. He gets me, and he will not even allow me not to give 100%. So we built that connection from the beginning up until, the point where we are now. But that conversation, and it's like, I don't really be knowing the terminology, especially not in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So as we're playing it back, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. Like, it has to have that. And I'd be going like, just doing the expression or letting them understand it, like, oh, why does it sound like in an elevator? Or can you add this to it? They know what I'm saying, but it's like translated into their terminology to where they understand it. You know what I'm saying? But I've been fortunate enough now to work with somebody that gets me. And if I'm not giving it 100% to where it he has enough to work with on a track, you know what I'm saying? On that recording, he gonna have me do it over 150 times if it takes that. Not saying it does, but we've built that relationship up to that point. But I'm about to actually experience a new engineer next week. So I'm kind of excited about that. And I'll be going through those same ropes and seeing how we gel and letting them understand how I like my sound to be. Because now I'm in a place where I don't want my track to outsing me. Like that's where I'm at with it now. Like I don't want you to doctor it up so much to where when I'm singing live it's a completely different person. So
Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. Well put. Well put.
yeah.
I can dig it. So now another thing I want to ask you is what is your process on choosing a producer? What do you look for when you're choosing a producer?
In Southern Soul, I've only worked with one producer so far, with who is Flo Beats.
Okay.
And when I say that brother is bad, that brother's bad. And he just he ain't done me no wrong. You know, not saying I'm not open to working with other producers because I definitely am. But we kind of just when I send him ideas, he just we just connect to a point where he'll send me back the beat. Like I'll send him the acapella of like, this is what I'm working on. And then he'll say, what do you think about this? Let me know if you don't like it. I hardly ever have anything to change about it. Hardly ever.
Okay.
We don't have too much back and forth. It's just kind of like he has a gift and he allowed my gift to flourish. I allow his gift to flourish. And we just make it happen.
No doubt, no doubt. That's wonderful. That's so brilliant. So, folks, we're gonna pay some bills real quick, and we'll be right back momentarily. All right, we're back. So, your process of working it with a producer, it seems like you have a pretty phenomenal and a great producer that you work with, and that's so great. So, what is the process of you doing vocal exercises,
Mm.
getting your voice better, your riffs, your runs, your octaves, your falsetto? Oh yeah, I know a little something about it. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Clock that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I listen to, I study some artists. I do study
Mm-hmm.
artists a lot, actually. And ones that I like, ones that catch my ear, I will do what they did repetitively.
Okay.
Like, if I hear something and I'm like, ooh, that sounds really nice, or it inspires me, I just literally will put it on loop and repeat and keep on doing it until I get there. Even if I don't, I basically, I want to imitate what they're doing in that moment because it sounded so beautiful to me. I need to learn how to do it. And then once I learn how to do it, now I got to make it my own, you know, kind of like taking a recipe that you've been doing for a while. And then now you can finally add your own little dash on it because you got it down pat, you know. So I do
Okay.
that. I make sure to drink tea. And then throughout the day, and some people who like been around me, they probably wonder like why the heck I do it. But I'm always clearing my throat and I'll go like I do that a lot.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
I just go, you know, real smooth, real clean in the middle of just like a random day, random conversation. But I actually do that to clear my vocals.
Okay. 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 And so, do you play any instruments?
I used to play saxophone.
Now this explains. This
It
explains a lot.
does?
It
What
does.
does
It
it
does.
explain?
It
Tell
does.
me, tell me. What does it mean?
Most people that I know that play saxophone have a real jazzy type soulful vibe.
Hmm.
Um, when you go to a concert and they have a live band, um, it's two people that they highlight and give them a small solo piece. Either the bass guitar player or the saxophonist.
That's right.
And now it's a third person because you have a lot of black and brown people who have picked up that violin and really making magic with the violin now. So when you say you're a saxophone, like you hear different.
Yeah.
And if you did you play saxophone when you was in school?
Yep.
Okay, so if you played saxophone in school, then any producer or engineer that's working with you should be grateful because you don't even just hear music, you hear, you listen, and you know how to read music. It's a difference. Um, so
You
so
you be on to something. You be seeing stuff.
yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So I tell people, I grew up in the church singing, but I grew up around a lot of older people singing.
Mm-hmm.
So a person who can read the sheet notes,
Yeah.
they know how to hit the riffs, the runs, the octaves, because I feel like if you can master singing a hymn, then you can sing anything.
That's real.
You know what I mean? So,
That's real.
so yeah, yeah. You're a saxophonist. Okay, that's great. That's great. So, inside the music business
Mhm.
is networking. Inside the music business is the music business, and
Right.
inside the music business is building relationships.
Hmm.
So, what would you want to say about all three of those things?
Man, it's beautiful and it's ugly.
Okay.
The beautiful thing is connecting with a stranger, someone who is a stranger. I sometimes I be deep like that, but to me it's not deep. But connecting with someone that you never knew before, like yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just find so many things that you connect with. That moment, that particular moment, is a moment in time that happened. Now, how you cultivate these relationships and discover the character of a person beyond that first introduction can be the ugly part. But it will
Okay.
never take away from the initial beautiful first connection that you first had. But connections in this business is very vital. And understanding that it is a business at the end of the day. So you can't take everything to offense. For real. Like I be letting offense go out the window. People let me know somebody talk bad about me. I love it. Keep talking bad about me too. Like talk good about me, talk bad about me. I appreciate it all.
Right, right, right. I can dig it. I
Yeah.
can dig it. So, and you're connected to some great people. And shout out to Yolanda Marshall.
Yes. 100%.
I said, I said she's the biggest Southern Soul promoter in the world. You know
I'm
what I mean?
telling you.
So yeah, yeah, she is. And I'm gonna say shout out to my man Sky Watley. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to Nigel Perkins. You know what I mean? So, so you are connected to some great people through Yolanda Marshall because she knows everybody. And what has it been like being connected to somebody like her?
Let me just tell you, first of all, let me give her flowers. This woman, she's so humble and phenomenal. Like, I remember when I first met her, and she was just chilling, just on live on her phone at this event. I think I was in Austell, Georgia, Marietta, Georgia, something like that. And she came up to me. We ended up connecting, Facebook or whatever. But through being friends on Facebook, I kind of just like see the way she moving. I'm like, I like that. And I am super transparent. So she hit me up actually for an opportunity. And then shortly after, I'm like, I'm about to call you. She's like, okay. And I'm like, I need your help, period. And she's like, I got you. And literally, she just been on go. And I'm so appreciative. That's so hard to come by. Because a lot of people go like this, you know, but she's just like this, just like giving and just love. I can't fully put into words, but I'm just so appreciative to be connected to somebody like her. And yeah, it's just, I'm super grateful.
Yeah, yeah. She's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
She's plugged me with so many different artists and stuff like that. And she and I said, well, you want your own show? She's like, no, I do what I do,
Mhm.
and I'll let you be great at what you do.
That's love.
And,
Yeah.
and this is what she told me. She said, you're great at what you do. And she's just like,
And you
people
are.
tell me that all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And so connecting with her, and how has it been for you to connect with the Southern Soul DJs?
It's been fun. There's so many more, to connect with because there's a lot of Southern Soul DJs. But the ones who I've connected with have shown me so much love. I know I don't want to miss no names, but DJ T Money, he was one of the first ones that
Mm-hmm.
connected I connected with, and he just like showed me so much love. And there's some DJs like on TikTok too. I can't leave out DJ Uncle Verge. There's DJ G, Southern Soul G on TikTok, and a few more because I don't want to miss nobody. There's more, but they just have been showing me so much. Oh, and K9 be playing my music on, and I know he's not DJ, but he be playing it on his show in the mornings. So it's just like the love has been real, and I've been super like appreciative of it, and then like the way their audience receives it and everything. It just is like it's encouraging. That's very encouraging.
Okay, okay. That's dope. That's really dope when you get support from the DJs and they show you love and your music implements their shows and impact the listeners. So that's really dope. So shout out to you for that. So we'll be right back after we pay some bills. We take a quick commercial break. Live on the Chatterbox, with your boy King Jacob, and we're gonna top it up some more. Stay tuned for more important messages. All right, we are back once again on the Chatterbox. So now that's something that's called music publishing, PROs, music licensing, performance rights. So inside the music business, how long did it take you? I know it's a revolving door, and we continue to learn every day about the music business.
Yeah.
But when you fully understood that you need to learn the business, how much did that elevate your mindset when it comes to being a music professional?
A lot, because I learned, dang, so I can't just be my cute creative self and make the music and keep it pushing. Like, I'm like, wait, I'm actually a business. Like, I've sold music. I've licensed music. I have 2 songs on Lifetime that just debuted in August. And I've sold music to playlists, people who, sell music for movies and commercials and stuff like that. I wrote in for that. And that's when I really started learning the business with those and reading the contracts and dealing with the, performing rights and stuff like that, and how you're going to get your royalties. And then, knowing what to copyright, how to copyright it, if you own the beat or if you did a collaboration, if you just own the sound part of it, but you don't own the songwriting part of it, all those type of things. But I love it. And it's so much more to learn, but I do love that analytical dynamic of the business too.
Okay. That's dope. I feel you. So, breaking news. I did get an alert that artificial intelligence music program is projected in 2025 to make $190 billion.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It really is. So, when it comes to, I'm gonna ask you this question, and a lot of artists, they had some bad experiences, but I'm gonna ask you this question.
Okay.
What is your take on artist management?
On artist management, you got to have the right person. Okay. Because narcissists don't only exist in a personal pleasure relationship. It also exists in the business too. So make sure you have somebody that got good character. Number one, that also has good reputation outside of what y'all got going on. Reputation matters too, but I think it's a wonderful thing for an artist to require a manager, to where you got into the point where you require a manager. Shout out to you. Like, you're doing your thing.
Okay. So Did you have one at this current point? Are you looking for one?
I have a road manager. That's all
Okay,
I
you got
got
a
right
road
now.
manager.
Yeah, that's all I got. A
Okay,
road manager right
okay.
now. Yeah,
What about a business manager?
I do not have an active business manager.
Mm. Okay, then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All righty. So we're gonna talk about the single that I listened to today,
Okay, which
and
I
I
wonder
don't,
which one you
and I,
heard.
and, and I don't feel like it was Southern Soul. I feel like it was soulful R&B. That's what I felt
Oh,
like.
okay. I think
That's
I
how
know
it
the
grabbed.
one.
I'm
Okay.
outside. Yes, right. I'm
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
I'm outside because
I'm
you
outside.
really you're really having a conversation with this dude, and you explaining to him that you had a long week. You ready to kick your shoes off. You ready to go outside. You know, you might really want to have a couple of mixed drinks, listen to some good music. You just ready to go outside and catch a whole vibe. So let's talk about the creation of the song, how it was arranged, and the production is so crisp. And so let's talk about the whole motion of the song,
Okay.
and why I think that it's definitely a radio hit. I
Thank
think
you.
that it can definitely chart billboards. I
Ooh.
think that you can get a licensing deal with it.
Ooh,
So
great
let's talk
stuff.
about it.
Okay, let's talk. Wow. Okay. So first of all, thank you.
Welcome.
I appreciate that. When I say I was driving and I literally heard the melody, like it blurted out my mouth, if that even makes sense. Like I'm just driving and I was just like, "Do-do-do-do-do-do." And I was like, oh, I like that. Like I like that. And so as I pretty much wrote the whole chorus in the car at that moment. And I was just kind of like recorded on my phone real quick, like what was coming out. It was kind of like freestyle a little bit. But I just went like what organically was happening in that moment. And I was just like, I'm here to have a good time. Party all night with a peace of mind. I know my man gonna be alright. And I was on the phone with somebody and they was like, oh no, that sounds good. They was like, nah, that actually sounds good. And so I pretty much wrote just the chorus. That's all I had was the chorus. And then I
Uh,
sent the audio over the flow beats of the chorus only. And I think I sent him 3 audios. I sent him 3 audios and he selected I'm outside. He
okay.
was like, this one, he was like, this one is a hit. And so I was like, okay, let's run with that one. Then he sent me back the instrumental of it all. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I was like, no changes, no nothing. This is it. This is what I want. And then once he sent me that, then I went back in with the verses, the bridge, came up with the whole intro and all that stuff. And yeah, to make it sexy a bit, so that it's understood that it is that conversation between me and, my man, type of vibes, or the woman and her man and stuff like that. So that it's just understood. And I know so many women that they need to go outside. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, they just need to go outside a little bit. I get it, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But sometimes they don't realize that you becoming a little bitter in that house. You just need to go outside and free your mind for a little bit for your own peace of mind's sake. So then you can get back home to being a better wife, a better mom, a better all kinds of things to your household so that they can even love and express you
Right.
more. So
That's right. That's right. It's dope track. I love it. I love it. It's real dope track. So we're gonna take our last commercial break, and we'll let her give out her shout outs. Drop some announcements, and we'll get out of here. So stay tuned for more important messages. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So we chopped it up about the music business inside and out, how you got started, the licensing, the publishing, your track, I'm outside, and all the above. It's been a phenomenal interview. Great dialogue. You definitely sharpen the toolbox. So you know what I mean. So iron sharpen iron. So you know
You know it.
I'm glad I was able to interview. So are there any shout outs and comments that you like to give to the audience?
Yeah. First of all, big shout out to my family. They are the ones that help make any of this possible for me. They help keep my mental health in check. I run by my songs to them first. I run by my covers to them first. What y'all think it is? Change this or whatever. Like that's my team. You know, my family, my siblings, my mom, dad, all of them. So definitely shout out to them. And major thank you to Yolanda Marshall for just being who you are. Super phenomenal woman. And you know, everyone who just has embraced me and showed me love and encouraged me along the way. I just want to let you know that it is not taken for granted at all. Because you have no idea like what that does for me on a daily basis. So super thank you to you all. And you can definitely expect some new music from me. Hopefully coming in November. And some performances I have coming up as well.
All right, all right. You heard it first. The Chatterbox with King Jacob. The Chatterbox with King Jacob is produced by Jacob W. That's the second. Executive producers is Kimmy K and Senior G. And you can also catch the audio in 191 countries. We're powered with Zeno FM, and this is powered by the Village Global Network. And stay tuned because we got more on the way. And so this segment will definitely, you know, be in your airwaves. And so until then, I just want to say peace, blessings, and most important, never forget to put God first and always love yourself because your identity is only your identity. Peace and love. Love you always. Peace.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.